Favorites, no. You know, you still have to go with Golden State. Houston's still going to be up there. They're up there. They're back in talks. They're back in contention. I like Kuz, AD, and LeBron, the first three. There's still a lot of speculation of some other people that's coming. You hear Kemba Walker. You hear possibly Kyrie. I haven't heard Kawhi's name thrown around. So we should wait to the end of the summer before we start saying this team's going to win, this team's going to win. However, the three of Kuzma, Davis, and LeBron, I like that.
If you had to choose between spending all the available cap space on, call it Kyrie, or spreading that money around and bringing in a guy like Danny Green, bringing in Patrick Beverly, bringing in 3 rotation, a couple starting level players, where the league is right now, where LeBron and AD are each differently in their careers, what do you think? If the Lakers had those 2 options, what would be the better course of action?
Well, the Lakers are used to winning multiple championships. If I was the owner, I wouldn't care about the salary cap. I would like to try to get back to prominence. Now, the team that's been dominating the league for the past 4 or 5 years, they have 3 superstars. Usually it's a 1-2 punch, but they have a 1-2-3 punch. So I got to go for the 3-punch. If it's Kemba Walker, I'm going to try to get him. If it's Kawhi Leonard, I'm going to try to get him. I'm not just going to try to build guys around there so we could possibly win. I'm going to guarantee we win like the Golden State owner did. When he said, okay, we already got Steph and Clay, I want to guarantee a couple more runs. Let me go out and get KD. So me, if I was the owner, I would guarantee that we would win. And it's only money. Hey.
Sure. Well, if it's you,
go
it's
over the cap.
money.
It's only money.
Well, let's take it just one step back. What was your reaction to getting Anthony Davis in the first place?
I mean, I knew that it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen last season, but it didn't. You know, things got a little messy. But I knew it was definitely going to happen because, you know, both sides kept pushing. And, you know, New Orleans waited, and they felt they got what they wanted for Anthony Davis. So now they have a young nucleus with Mr. Ball, and they got the Zion kid coming in, and they still got some pieces there. But they're definitely a young team. But I knew it was going to happen. And hopefully he can, you know, live up to that pressure. Because it is pressure when you play for a prestigious organization. I remember when I first got there, first thing Jerry West did, he sat me down in the stands, and it was beautiful how they set it up because the building wasn't really lit, and then the lights come on. No, first he said, listen, I know you like rapping and doing movies and doing all that stuff. All that's good, but when it's said and done, you could either be a bus or you could be you see the light on Magic. You see the light on Will. He said you could be one of the greatest players and your name could go up there. So that's the type of pressure that he's on. So, you know, we've been letting him slide by not making the playoffs now, but now you got to win now.
Well, people may forget, our younger viewers may forget, but before you got to the Lakers, you were in
pick and pop, running, lobs. You know, it's not rocket science what those two have to do. They definitely know how to play. Both of them are very unselfish, so it should go pretty well.
Let's talk about the coaching for a moment, because with no disrespect to Frank Vogel, the Lakers made this clear. He wasn't their first choice, wasn't their second choice, might not have been their third choice. You had the pleasure in your career of playing for some great coaches and some great organizations. You also played for some coaches that weren't up to that level. What is the biggest difference as a player, as a dominant player, between having a great coach and a coach that's finding his way?
I don't want to disrespect all the coaches that I ever played for, but I knew that once I had a guy that had a resume that I believed in, then it would, you know, take me to the next level. Because you know this, when you're the main guy, things don't go right, it's going to be your fault first.
Yes.
Oh, you know, you missed that pass on the first time, it's going to be your fault first.
Yeah, they typically didn't say that about me.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
More your free throws than
right.
that. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you're right.
You're right. I owe you one. So just know it's coming. So I was always at the point in my career where I never wanted it to be about me or my fault. So a lot of times when coaches would say something and I knew that you really don't know what you're doing and I would do something different, once I played for a guy like Phil Jackson, I'm like, okay, I know he knows what he's talking about because I seen this exact same thing when he was with the Bulls. Once I played for Pat Riley, you know, the great Pat Riley. So once I had coaches that had that resume, I was able to get it done. However, I mean, you know, Tyronn Lue didn't have a great resume when he coached LeBron the first time, and they were able to win. So maybe I was wrong in my thought process. So, but Frank Vogel is a players type of coach. You know, he has great rapport with the players, and he's going to let LeBron do what he does. And LeBron always plays the right way, so it ain't like a guy that dribbles 150 times and, you know, tries to take over the game. LeBron's going to be running, kicking, doing all that stuff.
Shaq, you spoke glowingly of the Lakers organization this morning. How much did what's happened this offseason, the last couple of months, surprise you, if at all, between what happened with Magic Johnson and the way Magic Johnson and Pelinka's relationship sort of soured and the head coaching bungle, if you will? How much did all of that sort of surprise you?
It's not that I was surprised. It's just about business. A lot of times when you're dealing with business, you can't take things personal. Like, I don't take what he said personal when Randy Moss is a better receiver.
Oh!
Got him. Got him. 1-to-1.
Be like, can I race you? That's very good. That's very good. I like that. All right. 1-to-1.
I'll keep score.
It's business. I wasn't there, so I don't really try to get involved with he said, she said, but I thought that Magic Johnson was going to be treated a little better.
All right, so let's talk about the dominant wing player, big man. This is something obviously you have enormous experience with. You won your 4 championships. Kobe was there for all 3 of the first 3, and then you and Flash when he was young D Wade. And I don't think the world knew quite how good he was. And you were an MVP the first 3 times, an MVP candidate the championship with Miami Heat. What's the hive mind? What's the synergy these 2 guys need to get on the same page on in order to unlock what I think you and Kobe, you did unlock certainly that 2nd and 3rd championship, but that first one, you were the dominant force. Kobe did his thing, and the beginning of that second season.
We both were dominant forces. You just have to understand when it comes to me, I got to do what I got to do. I don't feel comfortable with myself unless it's 30, 15, and all that. But the times in 4th quarter when I wasn't stepping up, we all know what he did, right? But it was never really about us. This is why I always talk about the others on the NBA championship, on TNT. I have 4 championships, but if Big Shot Bob don't hit that shot, maybe you take one away. If Brian Shaw don't hit a couple shots, if Horace Grant don't hit the free throw line jump every time I get double. So, you know, the 1-2 punch is always going to do what they do, but it's the others that always get you to the top. My favorite clip in basketball is when the Chicago Bulls at Utah, and Mike was drinking water, and Steve Kerr said, "Mike, they're doubling you. Kick it to me. I'm open. I'm going to knock it down for you." And Mike, he pumps fake, and he kicks to Steve Kerr, and he knocks it down. Another play was of the Bulls versus Charles Barkley, where Horace Grant got the rebound. He was scared to shoot. He kicked it out to Paxson on the baseline. They hit the jumper. So the others are the ones that always propel you to that next level. But AD's a great guy. LeBron's a great guy. They're going to get along. They won't have beef. The others are going to have to step up. Kuzma's going to have to say, "I know you're LeBron, I know you're AD, but I'm Kuz. I got to go out and get mine too." And if they have that attitude, like I know they will, they should be very, very successful.
And the Lakers family, man, you guys stick together through years, great legacy, greatest franchise in the NBA. Do you have confidence with Magic gone now, Rob Pelinka, that he can, because they might not get a superstar, that he can put in those John Paxsons, those Craig Hodges, those other curve type of players? Do you have confidence after what we've seen through this offseason? Do you have confidence they can get it done?
I mean, he has to get it done because, you know, this is what the Lakers need. This is what they're used to. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I said, you know, when I was there, the guy that brought me there, Mr. Jerry West, it was some type of beef between them. I don't really know what happened, but I know he left. Should bring him back.
Well, yeah.
He's right across the hall. He's right across the hall. If I was in charge, I'd be like, "Mr. West, we love you. You started here. I don't want you working for the Clippers."
Or what about Pat Riley?
I like Steve. He makes great money. No, Pat Riley ain't going nowhere. Pat Riley is a Miami guy. He's not leaving. Jerry West is right across the hall. He's right across the hall. Like,
you said this earlier. You said if you ran a team and everything. Is it realistic, one of your goals, ultimately, that you would own an NBA team and run an NBA team, Shaq?
I am part owner of the of Sacramento Kings, but I have no desire to be
day-to-day.
Day-to-day, not yet. Maybe, you know, one day in the future. But again, if I'm in charge with the Lakers, Mr. West is right across the hall. Greatest basketball mind ever. He was so smart that he saw that the people in Charlotte didn't know what they're doing. They said, "You know, I'm gonna give you Vlade. We'll take the Kobe kid." He saw that. He saw that. Nobody else in the world saw that. He saw it. He went to watch Kobe play. He said, "This kid's going to be great. I'm going to go get Shaq." He came and got me during the Olympics. And it was so smooth how he did it. He said, "Listen, I know I've never talked to you before, and I know the Orlando Magic are offering you that. I'm going to offer you this." And I looked. I said, $98 million. I said, I like that, Mr. West, but it's not enough, because I understand business. He said, all right. So me and my boy, Uncle Jerome, we out chilling.
Okay.
And, you know, they made a trade I didn't know nothing about, and he called me up in his hotel room. It was about 3 a.m. because, you know, we was out doing our thing, doing what we do.
Yeah,
so we
basketball was the second or third thing to do.
He showed up P3, and he said, what's the number you looking for? I said, I'm looking for about 150, because that day I saw that Alonzo signed for 115 and Juwan signed for 105.
Yeah.
So now my number just went up to 150. But I knew I wasn't going to get 150, went up. So he was smooth. He had on his Versace house coat. He had like a little gangster pipe. He said, what's the number you looking for? He said, I'm looking for 150. He said, I can't get you 150, but I can get you this. And I opened that thing up and said, 1200000. I was like, Mr. West, I'm good. So, like, but I had never talked to him before, but that's how smooth he is. And then, as I was signing, he said, let me tell you something now. I got this young kid coming in by the name of Kobe Bryant. You and him going to win multiple championships. That's what he said. So he's right across the hall. Give him